Right here we have this ticket 100 times the cash, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be breaking down the odds of winning on this lottery ticket. So we're going to break down the numbers. And what I did is I went online and look at all the odds for winning all the prizes, and I put this all on a spreadsheet here. So over here we're gonna have the prize, 2.5 million, 100 grand, 10 grand, and it goes all the way down to 20. And over here we have the winning tickets in circulation. So as an example, there are basically 4 winning tickets for the grand prize of 2.5 million as an example. And over here we have the chances of winning any which prize. So here we go. So 1 out of 2,047,987, for example, winning the grand prize, and it goes all the way down to 1 out of 12 for winning $20. And over here, what I did is I gave a fictitious scenario. I gave a fictitious scenario of if I had or was willing to spend $100,000 on scratchers, that will give me the buying power for 5,000 tickets. Over here on this end, we have the winnings, spending $100,000 on 5,000 tickets. And here are the amounts based on the number of tickets won. As an example, let's do this one here. We have 16 tickets that will win $200, and that's going to give us total winnings of about 3,200. And it goes on and on based on the odds of winning and the amounts of the probable winnings based on all the tickets won. And down here we get the last total amount, which is $69,020. So if you're spending $100,000 on those 5,000 tickets that you purchase, you will get about $69,020 back based on all of these odds. Now you might be wondering why I left the top 3 prizes blank. I don't have the odds for the top 3 prizes, and I don't have any winnings for the top 3 prizes. I'm going to be muting these for now, and I'm going to be come back and going over the top 3 prizes towards the end of this video. But I'm going to be moving on explaining. So right here we have well, I think it's best this next part is best explained in the other spreadsheet that I made, and let me get that out. Okay guys, this is my other spreadsheet, and here we have again our fictitious scenario where the person is spending $100,000 to buy 5,000 tickets on this scratchers game. And as the other spreadsheet dictated, if you're going to be spending $100,000, you're going to get about $69,020 back based on probability. Now, if you were to divide the number of tickets by the amount of the return, it's going to be this number here, and I'm gonna square it here, 0.072. And what I did here is I recalculated all the odds based on buying more tickets. So here we have 69,020, and $69,020 is going to buy you 3,451 tickets. So let's say you wanted to pyramid what you've won and put it back on the scratchers. That's the amount of tickets you will get from that amount. And then you're going to be getting about $48,020 based on probability as a return, about there. And again, if you were to divide this by this, you're going to be getting 0.072. And these three, the top three, I did calculate, basically adding all the probable wins and so forth. And again, we get that ratio of 0.072 based on the top three. So since I got that same ratio of tickets to earnings, which of 0.072, for the rest of these, I basically just use this ratio to help me out and figure out the probable winnings. So again, the first three I did calculate, adding each winning, basically each ticket won and so forth, adding all the amounts together, just to see what type of, if the ratios were any different and so forth. But I found out that for the top three, the ratio was 0.072. So I decided to save time to calculate the rest of these amounts just based on this ratio. So with this amount, you buy this amount of tickets, and this is your probable return, and it goes down and so forth, cycling all the winnings and putting it back on scratchers, and it goes down and down the list until you have basically 2 tickets left. And based on the $100,000 initial spent, basically pyramiding all your earnings back into the scratchers, you could buy a total of 16,194 tickets. And now that's a lot of scratchers. Now, the big question is this amount going to be enough to put a dent on your odds of winning that grand prize? Now that's the big question. Is this amount enough to increase your chances significantly of winning the grand prize, spending $100,000? Well, I'm going to give you that answer right now, and it's going to surprise you. As you saw on the last spreadsheet, if you had the initial investment of $100,000 spent on scratchers, by using the amounts won and buying more tickets and pyramiding that, you could buy about a total of 16,194 total tickets. Now, the question that we had was, is this enough tickets to increase our odds of winning the grand prize or any of the top 3 prizes? Now, if you remember in my first spreadsheet, I left them blank, and here I filled them out. And filled them out because, as you're going to see, the odds of winning any of the top 3 prizes are really quite astronomical. You're going to need about 188,000 tickets bought to have at least a 50% chance of winning that third prize, which is basically 10 grand. You're going to need 810,000 tickets to have a 50% chance of winning 100 grand. And you're going to need 1,400,000 tickets to have a 50% chance of winning that grand prize. All of this money going back and getting a total of 16,194 tickets. So if you were to have all of these tickets, 16,194, and you spend $100,000 and you cycled all the earnings back into tickets, and this is the total amount here, you are still only increasing your odds of winning the top prize by 0.08%. I mean, you only have a 0.08% chance of winning that top prize. 1.4% chance of winning the second prize, and about 5.8% chance of winning the third prize, which are dismal, because that means you still have a 99.2% chance of not winning the first prize, and a 98.6% chance of not winning the second prize, and a 94.2% chance of not winning the third prize, which is just $10,000. So how did Joanne do it? How was she able to win the lottery so many times on scratchers? And in my second video, I will be explaining how it is the most likely scenario on how she did it, based on it almost seems inconceivable that she did, based on all the odds that we're looking at. But there has to be something that she did to win so many times on those scratchers. And we'll be talking about that in my next video.